Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Life and Happy taking place here on Secret Valley. Here we have, this is going to be a game 1 of 1 taken from the NetEase servers. It is going to be Life spawning, Happy spawning as the blue undead over here on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Life, spawning as the red Night Elf. Happy versus Life. Night Elf versus Undead. Happy being the Undead player, and I'll probably just refer to them as Undead and Night Elf throughout the rest of the match because, well, it's less confusing for me that way. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and break things down in this Night Elf versus Undead matchup here on Secret Valley. We are looking at an Altar of Elders. We do see the timing of that Altar of Elders is pretty standard, so it looks like it will either be a Demon Hunter or a Warden in this matchup. Demon Hunter generally a little bit more effective. Warden can hunt down ghouls, but unless you know your opponent's going for a Lich, the Death Knight is able to keep those ghouls up for so long that it rarely ever works out. Anyways, Ancient of War should be ready here in just a moment. Archers will be trained up, and we will get this game underway. At the opposite end of the map, we see a Death Knight trading up some ghouls, getting a Tomb of Relics. No big surprises here at all, as we are going to be looking at how the Undead is going to be opening up. Is the Undead player, Happy, going to be looking for some sort of aggressive Death Knight ghoul play, or is he going to go ahead and just try and lay back and try to get his own experience? There is the Ancient of War and that Archer off over here. You can see Acolyte is already making its way over as some wisps are being brought down. It is going to be a Demon Hunter. No surprises there so far, as it looks like textbook play so far in this matchup. All right. Acolyte gonna try and do a little bit of a dance right there, trying to aggro some of those creeps. Ghouls are actually coming over as well, and that could be a potential problem, as you now see the Demon Hunter trying to go after some of those ghouls as well. Ancient of War is taking some damage. The Wisp have all been pulled off. You can see, well, a beautiful steal right there. Stealing that Forest Troll Shadow Priest with that Acolyte, as the Ancient of War is trying to root himself back down. Demon Hunter does not know where the Shadow Hunter went. The Shadow Priest went. That Shadow Priest could have taken some mana burns and some glaive hits, and that would have been, well, a pretty big downfall for him as well. Death Knight does have Death Coil. He should be able to heal back up. There it is, a long-distance airmail Death Coil, as that ghoul is pretty much back up to full life and really not in danger of anything at all. How is the Night Elf player going to respond to this? Normally, Night Elf heroes need to get up to level 2 to be able to compete against the Undead. The Death Knight with Lich at level 3, level 1 is significantly stronger, as long as you have some distance, than a level 3 Demon Hunter and, say, any level 1, other level 1 heroes that you may see from the Demon Hunter. Alright, let's take a look here. Archer's just poking things down. There's a mana burn. Not really much to talk about there, as the Death Knight, maybe he just got mana burned early on. How much mana is lost? Yeah, maybe it was just a good number of mana burns taking away the mana from the Death Knight, as opposed to an earlier Death Coil, as I could have imagined. Forest Troll Shadow Priest gonna go ahead and finish things off here. Death Knight gonna be getting a lot of experience while putting pressure onto his opponent. It looks as though we are gonna see a level 2 Demon Hunter here in just a moment. The Demon Hunter back across over here. Forest Troll Berserker joining in on the fight as well. That's actually 2 archers, one more than I would have normally thought of, as a Forest Troll Shadow Priest is also joining in on the fight here. Death Knight is just shy of level 2 right now, and how is he going to get that next bit of experience? That is going to be the next quick question, as the Forest Troll Trappers, well, the Forest Troll High Priest could just stay in the back right here. That's actually a perfect spot for him. He is within range to heal while really not putting himself in any serious danger. Death Knight needs to get a Death Coil off onto that ghoul. He does not want to lose it. There is, well, some bloodlusted Ogre Warriors that are out of position, as you now see the units are now trying to back away once again. Unholy Aura. Death Knight now is running back. It looks as though he sold some of those items, and all of those ghouls, who are actually very, very low on life, will be able to regenerate their health back on that Blight. Very strong play there, as we now see already a Tree of Life coming in from the Night Elf. A fast expansion attempt from the Night Elf here on Echo Isle, and we'll see if this well, Tree of Life does pay off any dividends. If the game goes long, it will be very, very beneficial to him, as undead players generally are not able to set up that expansion that quickly. Now, coming back around, Death Knight gonna pick up that Tome of Intelligence, gonna go ahead and finish off these green creep camps. Not very, very aggressive creeping by any standard. As we now are looking at Halls of the Dead nearing tier 2, we do have a Nerubian Tower and another Ziggurat finishing things up. We do also have the Naga Sea Witch coming in from the Night Elf. Not a big surprise there. You generally never see a Beastmaster paired up with a Demon Hunter going against the undead because of that very powerful Devour magic. Illusion still wandering around there. Demon Hunter gonna go ahead and try to finish off these units. Is he gonna pick up the Tome of Experience? Yes, with the Naga Sea Witch, it does give 100 experience, so it will be just, well, actually no, it will be just on the dot for experience to get to level 2. But the Naga Sea Witch, we'll see if Fork Lightning makes that big of a deal, as the skeletal minions and units are all just trying to engage, trying to stop this Tree of Life. There is a Death Knight trying to put pressure down onto the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life could get taken down, and it does end up forcing a cancellation. There's a detonation, and a lot of units were lost. And in addition to the amount of time, that expansion will not see completion, obviously. And now we need to figure out if the Night Elf has a very strong backup plan. The timing on that Scroll of Town portal was absolutely perfect. He got out of there, he canceled or forced a cancellation on the Tree of Life. There is not going to be an expansion for quite some time, and that should be able to pay off. But is it enough? As it looks like a level 3 or level 2 Naga Sea Witch with a level 3 Demon Hunter is going to be able to pick off, well, a straggling Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Naga Sea Witch, very good at picking off units. Let's take a look. Death Knight still wandering around and not in a good spot at all. Let's take a look at the population count. 35 compared to 32. Happy is in a, well, serious bit of trouble as he's losing more creeps as well. In addition to the experience bonus, there is also a slight gold bonus when you consider how much creeping has gone on. Level 3, level 2 compared to just a level 2 Death Knight. That is a significant amount of gold. Well, when I say significance, maybe 150 to 200 extra gold at this point that is in the hands of his opponent that can never be gotten back. Demon Hunter going after this mercenary camp. Now, is he going to pick up some additional Forest Troll Shadow Priest? That is the follow-up question here, as the Death Knight now wanders off to the north. This is not going to be a good spot at all. We are going into Tree of Eternity. We are going into Ancients of Lore as well. 37 supply compared to 38, but at level 4, level 3 on the Naga Sea Witch and Demon Hunter compared to just a level 2 Death Knight and maybe a level 1 Lich, I do not see how, well, I don't see how the undead can really get back into this game, save for some really poor mistakes and plays. Lich is now out. He is going to grab that Orb of Corruption most likely. That Orb of Corruption does help tremendously. And what else can really make a big difference in this outcome here? Let's take a look at that. Lich makes its way over, and you see the detonation there. Very good use of the map and the creep pattern so far by the Night Elf. He has pretty much gone unchallenged, clearing out the majority of the creep camps here. And what was an early advantage by stealing that early Forest Troll Shadow Priest has really not translated very well at all. Another illusion, well, caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Let's take a look at that. That illusion down to 65 hit points doesn't really matter. It is just scouting things out. Supply counts are fairly similar here, and we'll see if this ghoul army is going to be able to do enough. We have obsidian statues out, and that is going to help perhaps just a little bit to keep the Death Knight and the Lich all topped off. The armies are relatively small right now, and it's going to be a matter of time before those Dryads and those Bears really make a tremendous impact. There is not enough Crypt Fiends to really handle the Dryads. And, well, and then again, we are going to be going into Destroyers as well. So we are looking at a Dryad Archer army up against Destroyers. That cannot be beneficial at all either, but the Bears are going to become a problem as we do see the Shade now wandering in. This little Shade this composition. What is the undead thinking? That is the follow-up question right now. Does he believe his army is strong enough to deal with his opponents, especially considering the fact that, well, his experience is so much lower? I believe all of the creep camps, save for this one, well, save for the ones on his opponent's side of the map, have been cleared out. Yeah, all of them have been cleared out. There is a little bit off to the north here, and every bit of experience, what you see is what you get, could be extremely useful. The one thing that I did not account for so far is perhaps taking down that Ogre Magi earlier and then selling whatever item that was given could have given a little bit of an extra gold boost, but it cannot account for the fact that both of the Gargantuan Sea Turtles on the bottom left and bottom right were cleared by the Night Elf. Ghouls now making their way across. Low hit point Ghoul, well, very low on hit points. Lich finally getting up to level 2. Dark Ritual perhaps, maybe Frost Armor. I'm not quite sure what his real aspirations or hopes are to try and get back into this game. Level 4, almost halfway to level 5. Level 3, almost at level 4. Going up against a level 3 and level 2 Death Knight and Lich. Population, well, Frostworms could make that big difference. You can see 52 supply compared to 48. That is a tremendous drop-off in terms of overall supply, as we need to see what's going to be happening here. Well, 52 supply for the Night Elf, I believe. Yeah. Now unsummoning some buildings in order to get, I guess, a little bit more units out onto the field. 48 supply compared to 57. Is the final supply count really going to matter all that much? We can see that the Tree of Life is entangling this gold mine here. And if this gold mine starts to translate into some extra resources, that may actually help out. We do see a lot of bears here, or bear dryads, and here's the engagement. All right, Destroyer in a very, very poor spot, needs to get back, get away. In a very, very dangerous spot there. Meanwhile, ghouls are all trying to relocate. Frostworm pretty much one-shots one of those units as the Naga Sea Witch realizes, wait, I do not have enough to deal with the straight-up focus fire of the undead. It looks as though 55 supply compared to 46 right now. And if we can get the extra gold from this gold mine translated, then that would actually be very helpful, but so far that has not translated at all. Wisp need to be trained. This game needs to go long, and I believe the undead knows this. He's going to try and cut off his opponent where he is weakest, which is this expansion right now. If he loses the expansion, then he's pretty much lost any advantage that he has going into the game, because you got to remember, he is trying to get more Wisp into this gold mine and training up more units here, so he wants the game to go long. Can he hold it off? That is the question here, as we see is that 4 Frostworms? Okay, 4 Frostworms out, 1 Destroyer, and that is absolutely scary right here, right now. 4 Frostworms taking down those units. Here we go, continuing the fight now, slowing down the units, and that picking off, that slowing down, all of a sudden making the big difference. Dryads are there trying to fight back. Naga Sea Witch gets focused down in a matter of seconds. Crypt Fiends are on the ground as well. This is just a Crypt Fiend Frostworm army poking down unit after unit, and the unit composition is just absolutely destroying the Night Elf. Night Elf, who has such a huge hero advantage, all of a sudden finding himself behind as the magic attacks just destroying that Ancient of War in a matter of seconds. All right, Frost Nova turning things back around. If you are running, you are generally hurting in the world of Warcraft 3. The Frostworms going after those units. Ghouls are doing a little bit more chasing. Crypt Fiends are just following behind. And you can see how effective those Frostworms are at focusing down those heavy armor units. Unit after unit now slowly getting picked apart. There is only 1 or 2 more units, and you can see the total score at the very end. 55,000 compared to 41,000. But the undead takes the victory. Somehow, undead was behind in units, behind in hero score, behind in resource score, and took the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.